Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to the Bharat MD Foundation Parent Caregivers Talk Series. A caregiver's journey is not only challenging but also fulfilling as they foster hope, care, and nurture for the child or children, as the case may be. These talks are important as they not only help us to learn from each other's experiences but ignite hope and strength to move forward. Today, we are honored to have with us Mrs.Ashwini Murthy, a mother and caretaker of a DMD warrior, Dhruv, aged 21 years. Hailing from Karnataka, she is fond of music and dance and is herself a Carnatic vocalist. Having lived in the USA for a period of 8 years, Ashwini has experience in the standards of care for MD children, the needs and necessities, the ups and downs of everyday living with a grown-up DMD kid. She also has experience in identifying and utilizing assistive technology and equipment for disability management. In fact, her son Dhruv lived independently in the city of New York for a year while studying at the New York University. With more than 16 years of experience as a senior audit manager, she has the skills to advise on equipment procurement and maximization of limited budget. Her goal is to increase awareness of the unique challenges in muscular dystrophy and foster inclusivity in broader society. She'll speak on road to acceptance as one navigates this roller coaster journey. A humble request to all viewers, kindly turn off your videos and mute your microphones for smooth transition. After Ms. Ashwini completes her talk, you can raise your hands and ask questions, please. Over to you, Ms. Ashwini.
Thank you. Good evening to you all. I am not so sure whether I can do the whole thing in Telugu or any other local language. I'll try to talk very slowly so that everybody can understand. I've made a small PowerPoint presentation so that we can all understand what we are talking about. Thank you all for joining. I know we are all on the same road, but everybody's journey is different. So I'll just start with this. We are all on this process of having our child being accepted, not only into our homes, into the society, with friends, with family, with everybody whom we come in contact to in everyday life. It is not easy for anybody to accept our children because they are different. Anything which sounds different, which looks different, is not accepted. It's not so easy to accept. So we ourselves have problems as mothers. The moment we understand that our child has a problem, we take years to accept that our child has a problem. So when do we actually accept? I don't know when we accept. We all have to come to a conclusion and say, yes, this is our child and we are going to make the most of it. So I went to one Dr. Raghavendra, the neurologist here, and he told me, you have two paths. You can give him steroids. You can put him on, medication and stuff, or you can allow the child to be free and live his life. I don't know what the lifespan is going to be, maybe 13, maybe 18, maybe 20. I have no idea. So you can imagine what a heart attack it was for me, whether he's saying don't give medication or give medication, it doesn't make a big difference. So how do you deal with it? It's not easy for anybody to come up and then say, okay, I'm not going to give medication and I'm going to accept him as he is. And we're going to deal with whatever comes whenever it comes. So my husband made this decision. I must thank him because he took that thing off my hands. But it was a very difficult decision to say, I'm not putting him on steroids. Today he is 21. So you can imagine 20 years ago, we didn't have too many steroids. We had only prednisone at that time. So to think of new steroids which have come up like Deflaza or the Agamree and all that. So we never had all these choices. So we had only one choice and that was prednisone. And we looked into the side effects of prednisone and then we said, no, we can't, manage these side effects because weight gain was something which was very difficult. And plus the mood swings, we were not ready for that. So Dhruv didn't get any sort of steroids or anything. But the good part was he was a very active child. We love him a lot. We do. I know you all love your children a lot. There's nothing to say anything about it. But it was difficult for us to explain to our parents, our family, the society, why does he walk strangely? What is wrong with him? Why can't he climb up the staircase? Why do you have to lift him and take him? So acceptance has to come when we say, yes, he is what he is. I can't change him, you can't change him, so better accept him. So what happens? So you have to say that my child with muscular dystrophy is good enough for me. I don't care if somebody is ready to accept him or not, but he is good enough for me. So when I start, a person came to my house one day and then he said, your child is on wheelchair. I said, yes, he's on wheelchair. Do you know how fast his wheelchair can go? So rather than putting the spotlight on my child, I try to deflect it and then ask him about the wheelchair and how fast it can go and what all antics he could do with his wheelchair. So that actually did not put focus on Dhruv, and it made it easier for him to talk to those people because they were interested in technology or something. And the topic went from Dhruv's disability to the technology to the different parts of the wheelchair and something else. So I've always seen people are more accepting when it is something to do with whatever they are interested in. Like my own parents, for that matter. My mother is a staunch conservative Hindu Brahmin. Okay, so you can understand what all goes through in my house. Everyday pujas, and the moment something comes up, oh no, you have to go do this puja, do that puja. I'm like, doing a puja or anything can bring peace of mind to us, but can it change the situation? I don't think it can change the situation. It's not happened in the past 20 years, so I don't think anything can change. The only thing that we can change is we can accept them. We can accept them as they are. So when we accept them, we don't treat them different. I have two children. I have a daughter and I have a son. So my daughter is very, very finicky when she says, no, you treat him better than me. So she's always fighting with me. Amma, he gets more attention. Why don't I get attention? So we try to explain to her that no, because he needs that attention. So one fine day she came up and then she asked me, is he asking you for that attention? Why are you giving it to him and not to me when I am asking for it? Is it not wrong of you to just give it to him without asking? And when I am asking, you're still not giving it to me. So then I thought probably, yes, I'm doing such a big mistake. When the child is asking for attention, I'm not giving it to her, but I'm giving it to the other child who is not even asking. So we realize over a period of time that we have to treat them like everybody else. So what happens when we are trying to put pressure on ourselves to try to cater to every need of the MD child? What happens then? We are not trying to give them space to develop. They need space. They need to voice what they want. Are we giving them enough space to open up their voice and tell them what they need from us? So probably he may need rasam rice today, but me being the overcaring mother that I'm always, I mix sambar rice, lot of veggies and everything. I take it to him and I say, no, you have to eat the sambar rice, lot of veggies and lot of dal and everything. So is it correct? He wants rasam rice. Yeah, he's not interested in the sambar rice today, but he will not voice it out because he thinks, oh, Amma is doing this for me. Let's help her out. Let's accept whatever she is trying to do or whatever. So lately I have held myself back. I think this happened after I went to US, wherein it was more about what the child wants. The child is told on the day they are diagnosed that you have muscular dystrophy. Nobody stops them from knowing what their diagnosis is. So I had a big problem when I had to tell Dhruv, you have muscular dystrophy, because he was already about 12, 13 years old. And immediately he went, Googled, and then he found that this is such a big disease and that and this. And he was depressed for quite some time. So it was difficult for maybe about 3 to 4 months. But kids bounce back. If you can give them enough of love, enough of affection, enough of confidence that they can do something, that means they can do it. Now, I'll just take the example of Sneha's son. I don't know if Sneha is here today or not, but I always felt a muscular dystrophy kid, a Duchenne's muscular dystrophy kid, cannot do MBBS. So when I met Sarthak, he said, no, auntie, I wanted to do MBBS because I wanted to understand this particular disease better. And I wanted to know how it's treated, because I think he had a very bad episode in Maldives. So when I spoke to him, I was like awestruck. I was like, is this even possible for us to get a child to become a doctor and then for him to be treating patients and stuff? After meeting Sarthak, I'm like, why not? If parents can enable them to do something, then the kids are like, nothing is stopping them, nothing can hold them back. So we should not care about other people's opinion. So whether it is family, whether it is society, nobody is going to come to our help. Whenever we go through something, we go through. Other people are not actually coming to our help and then seeing what is possible for us, what is not possible. So it's, of no use to actually care about the opinion of this family or society for that matter. I always say, look at the big picture and be selfish. I don't know if people agree with me or not, because everybody is taught to be selfless. No, you have to be with the seva manobhava to everybody and then, do things. I say, no, be selfish. It's you, your son, your family. So they come first. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I believe in. But there comes. Priority always lies with you, your child, and your family. When I got married, we had this clash of in-laws. My mother would say one thing, my mother-in-law would say one thing. I was always divided. Whom should you follow stuff? One day my husband came up and then he said, Ashwini, if you want to actually sort out all these things, write your priorities down. What do you want to prioritize? Or whom do you want to prioritize rather? So when you say, I'm going to prioritize me, then my husband, and then my child, so then you're already done. You're not looking at other people, you're looking at your priorities already. So I think that would actually give you a clear view of what you would want to do and how you would want to take this family ahead. Now, we all have this road to acceptance. How do you actually get there? Oh, I have seen a lot of people, they want to get better. They want to get out there, being the child to be accepted out there, but they don't know how to go about it. So everybody's journey is different. So if you ask me, my son had a heart pump surgery done for him at the age of 19 years. So I bet none of the other kids would have had a heart pump surgery at 19 years. They may have had it earlier or later. So everybody's journey is completely different. So it's your own journey. And how do you go about this? Now you have to create a lot of awareness of whom all do you need here. You need a whole plethora of people here. It's not possible for you to be the sole caregiver of your child. Earlier, we had children's age span being 13, 16, 18, whatever. I don't know if you people have been out there, but there's a Facebook group called the DMD Army. And then I have two very nice boys over there who keep posting every day, almost every day. One is Joshua Busby and the other one is Max Keeneth. So Joshua Busby is a 45-year-old Duchenne's muscular dystrophy male who is married and who has 2 children. You will not believe he posted about going to shop for his son's senior prom. So it was an absolutely wonderful thing to see that children living up to the age of 45, having their own families, and then doing their own stuff. He earns, he does a lot of things. He is a counselor by himself. So that is one person you have to look up to, because it's a very big thing. A person, just today he had posted about going back to the hospital and getting some more, clinical tests done so that he can reach 52. So that's a big age when we look into our children to what we can be. It's a big age. So how do you actually live up to 40s, 50s, 60s? You need to know a lot about the disease. It's not only for yourself, you need to explain to your child. Any small disturbances that happen, your child should be able to pick it up and tell it to you. Why do they need to pick it up? Now, see, supposing they have a palpitation, they are not able to breathe well. So, how will you know? If the child doesn't understand his problem, then how is he going to tell you? So, you need to create this awareness for your child. Your family. I have always seen people complaining and saying, the family is not supportive. Now, first thing, the family doesn't know anything about the disease. Now, how are they going to support you? Now, you can only say, no, he has a muscular, muscle problem. Muscles are weaker, so he cannot do this. Stop giving only so much. See, half knowledge is very harmful. If I'm going to be telling this particular line to my mother-in-law, okay, she will never understand whatever problems he's facing. He fell down. She will think, it is a normal thing. He has got a muscle problem, so he fell down. But for you, if he has fallen, you will have to look for fractures. You will have to look for some tendon pulling. So many things that you will have to look into. If your family doesn't know all these things, then you are at a bigger loss. You are at a bigger risk of not knowing what has happened with your child. See, I can completely understand none of us can stay with our child 24/7. It's not going to happen. Explain to your parents, explain to your extended family. Okay. So there is one process that happens in US. Okay. The child's caregivers, I'm coming to that part of it. So in US, whenever a child is diagnosed of a particular rare disease, like anything, it might be as simple as autism to something like muscular dystrophy, the parents are invited to the classroom. This happens with the consensus of the principal. And the children at a very young age, say first grade or second grade, are explained. They explain to the classmates that this child is going through this problem. So if you see something happening, you will have to come and explain or report it to the teacher or whoever is there in that particular place. That actually helps the child to have a very well-rounded friends, okay, who are supportive, who understand his problems, and who are actually not just sympathetic about it, they are empathetic about his problems too. So what happens is every time your child is going through a particular situation, he has a herd of friends who are there with him. And you will not believe, in Bangalore, I had this particular school. My son went to Venkat International Public School. And the children there were so supportive to him, so supportive to him that they used to hold his hand whenever he used to climb the staircase. And he was, of course, allowed to use the elevators. But the moment he had to go to the elevator, they would say, you will never go alone in case you fall or something happens. They used to always send another child with him. So 2 children would go together in the elevator going up or down. And when we came back from US, we had all these kids from school. They came to the airport hotel where we were staying in, and all of these kids spent about almost an entire day with Dhruv. I was like, where did these kids come from? But they were all his like first grade, second grade friends, and then they all grew up together. It was wonderful seeing them. So don't hide the problem to only yourself. These extended family that we have, they all need to know Now, you also need to connect with forums, different forums. There are a lot of websites, PPMD, Cure Duchene's, MDA News, of course, our own Bharat MD. Now, all these will give you a lot of resources about what is happening in the Duchene's community or in the MD community. I'm using him as an adjective because there are only 2 or 3 girls who have been diagnosed with muscular dystrophy here. So please don't mind me saying only him in this category. So in PPMD and Cure Duchene's, you have lots of webinars. So even our Dr. Doug and all these people have put in a lot of videos which explain what needs to be done when. So you need to educate yourself. Okay, this education is not just for you. It is for this whole list of people that we spoke about. You don't have to give all the education that you have achieved from this to everybody, but at least they need to know what is happening. Okay. Now there are other families you can connect with. Now we have done a very beautiful platform to connect with other families and people like me who don't have too much of experience coming and talking around whatever we need to talk around. But hopefully, I think anybody who can take a little bit from here, I'll be most happy. And then we need to connect with doctors and rehab specialists. Every time we talk to them, we'll understand something new is happening and something different that we have not tried, we can try. Okay. So empowering your child. It's a big thing. It's not a small thing. So you cannot do it on your own. You need a whole group to empower your child. Start small by probably providing him a wheelchair, so that he doesn't have to walk all the time. See, you have to conserve the energy of the child. By conserving the energy of the child, what I mean, Antandra, you need to see, kids normally tire very fast. You cannot expect your child to walk the 3 mile the other child walks. So it's not possible. But you should not also stop him from walking the 10 steps that he walks. So that also he has to do, this also he has to do. You have to find a balance. Probably by age 10, 12, when their walking capability actually comes down, then don't hesitate to get him a wheelchair. There's nothing wrong. If your child is not able to walk, there's nothing wrong in that. So you have to create that environment where we accept. If I am ready to accept that particular muscular dystrophy, then the child also finds it easier to accept it. Now, we have to make our children independent. So physically, possibly, it is not greatly possible, but definitely usage of wheelchairs, hoyers, and then gait trainers, and you have a lot of all these equipments that we can use. So all these equipments normally help your child to become more and more independent. Okay. See, as parents, we are also going to age. How much ever we work out, we keep ourselves fit, we are going to have issues down the line. I had a herniated disc. I struggled for a year. Okay, this was mainly because I was lifting my son myself. Okay, he is about 6 feet tall, and then I used to do a lot of physical work with him. So I had a back, you call it slip disc or whatever here. So I had a slip disc, and then I had a surgery for the slip disc also. So it makes it all the more reason for you to start using equipment. See, there are equipments. I don't know if you really want to look at it. Please message me. I will send you the list of equipments you can use, and I will also show you a lot of videos and demos, which you can check and then buy from. You need to plan. You cannot think of buying all equipment at one stretch. It is going to cost money. Everything is going to cost money. So you can plan and then you can do it. Okay, coming back to the point. So we need to make them emotionally also independent. You cannot have them crying, or you cannot have them feel that in case they are bullied in school or something like that. You should thank the other kid who is bullying your child, because that will give you a moment to sit with your child, counsel your child how to handle the bully. It is always possible for us to go, give back to the other child, or it's his parents or the teachers or the school, wherever incident is happening. but it also gives us an opportunity to make our kids stronger. Now you tell me, he says you cannot walk properly. Yes, I cannot walk properly. Is there a problem with this? Are you facing a problem? Do you want to lift me and carry me? No. So what is your problem? You're not doing any of these things. If we start helping out our children, if we start empowering our children to reply properly, they can handle the outside world. It is possible for them to get up and then say, yes, I can be independent. I am not dependent on anybody. And then I am not going to take emotional abuse from anybody for that matter. So it gives us an opportunity. Always try to take things as an opportunity to improve ourselves, our children, rather than taking it in an adverse way. Yes, as parents, we all love to keep our children very cocooned. But if you are having a regular child, what would you do? Would you not sit down with him and then ask him to face the circumstance? No, just because your child is suffering with muscular dystrophy, why would you want to go and then you fight his battles instead of him fighting his battles? Please don't do that. Okay, so it's my sincere advice to you that take this opportunity and then help your child to become better emotionally and to make him stronger. Now, your child has to make mistakes. Okay, he makes a friend with another person and another child who is not of a very good character. It's his mistake to make. Let him make that mistake because he needs to start judging other people. Now, just like we take a normal child, what do? Do we actually stop them from going and being friends with other people? No. But here we try to actually put them into such a warm home that we don't even want them to go outside. We've seen places where we always take our child out of the equation. So it is us who is actually protective of the child. So it won't work. Maybe it will work for some time. Now, what happens now? I've just seen Joshua being 45 years this year. So if my son is going to be 45 years, then I'm going to be about 70. And how is my son going to handle the situation at that time? So it's not possible for us to get up at when we are 70 years old and then start teaching our children who are already 45, who have already made up their minds to be something. So there is no way you can groom a child at that age. So you need to groom your child at 10, 12, 14, whatever. So it is very essential for you to allow them to make mistakes. Now, this is one thing my son told me to add. So you have to get rid of the word can't. So we say, no, you can't go here. You can't climb the staircase. You can't do this. You can't do that. Okay. There are a lot of can'ts that we do. Okay. Please don't do that. Let him try. And if he says, I can't do it, then it's fine. Okay, come back. Let's do something else. But let him at least try to do something like that. It is very important for him to go and explore that. It is possible he will never do. See, like my son went to a painting class. He's very bad at painting, hopelessly bad at painting. But just because his other cousin was going for a painting class, he wanted to go to the painting class. So he went for about 3 months. And at the end of 3 months, he said, Amma, I can't do this. I don't think I can even draw a flower properly. So what is the whole point of this? I don't want to do this. So at least he understood what he can do, what he can't do. So instead of we telling, I could have easily said, Dhruv, you don't know how to draw. Why do you want to waste money on all these things? It's very easy for us to say, don't do this. You can't do this. So I would request you all not to put those barriers. The world has enough shackles. We don't need to add it more in the house. Now, we always discount whatever our child says. Okay, it's very, very, very common as mothers. He's saying, Amma, I'm having all this work and then I don't want to do this work. We think probably he's lazy. He doesn't want to do the work. Amma, I have too much of homework today. I want to sleep. So what do? We are like, no, get up. We have to do this work. So I would say, sit down with him patiently See, take a deep breath. It's a very important phase wherein you need to talk to him. You need to understand him. It's very easy to say, no, Dhruv, come on, get up. You have to do your homework. It's very easy to say. But then if his hands are paining, if his fingers are paining, he needs more help. So it's easier for us to say, take a permission from the school. Probably he can dictate and then you can write. Or you can do something else for his homework. So let's try to do other ways. Let's try to use technology. Probably your word to text can help over here. He can write, he can just dictate and then it just types out on your computer. You can print out and give it to the teacher. Something like this. So we should not be discounting his problems. And I myself have made this mistake a lot, many number of times. And then whenever he tells me something, I'm in the kitchen and I always say, it's okay, Dhruv, come on, get up, go and do it. I don't even come out and see what is happening over there. So these things actually matter. I made this mistake. So I'm actually saying, please learn from my mistakes. Okay. So we have been through this. We have been through a lot of things. So please look at it. I would say we have been through so much. Like, I would say my son was in the hospital for about 4 months. He has dilated cardiomyopathy and end-stage heart failure. So he had a LVAD pump installed. And he was in the hospital for about 4 months, a literal brush with death. So whenever such thing happens, you're completely awake. You know what is happening and then you are there. But before that, whatever we did, it comes down to you. Okay, I did this, I did not listen to this, I did not listen to this. So instead of feeling guilty about it at a later stage, I would always suggest parents, please listen to them. It matters. Okay, their pain matters. Yeah. Mental component. Now we have a study which says lack of dystrophin affects the brain. Now, every child has some sort of effect on the brain. Studies say about 19% suffer from this ASD, ADHD, and all that stuff. What about the rest? The other kids don't have issues which are diagnosed, but they have problems like severe anxiety, severe depression. It is depressing. You think it's easier for a child to be sitting on the wheelchair the whole day? He sees other kids playing around and you think it's so easy for us to say, Arey, don't worry, you're good, you're happy, you sit here and then you enjoy. It is not easy. It has so much of effect on their brain that, when they are sitting, they are watching, something comes and hits them. They are scared. They are scared that something happens. They fall down. They have a fracture. They are not able to walk. How do I do this? So I'll give you an example of Max. So Max Keenath is a kid who is very active in DMD army. He has to post. He has an obsessive compulsive disorder. You can never make out that Max has such problems, but then he has to post all his problems on the forum at least 3 to 4 times a day. Okay, they are very rigid and they have very hard time accepting new things, new equipment, new caretakers or aides or whatever we call them here, and surroundings. He struggles to go to the hospital. He is not ready to go to the hospital, even if he's suffering so much, because he's very, very rigid and he feels it's so uncomfortable to go to the hospital. I don't know how many of us have been through this, but any new equipment, you see them, we have a Hoyer. So I had tram. I had a tram earlier and then I moved it to Hoyer. The initial 5 to 6 days, Dhruv was shaking, whenever I used to use the Hoyer. It's severe anxiety, probably he will fall down and then the Hoyer hoist is not going to hold him up properly. I mean, I put myself in the hoist to show him that, no, this is going to hold me up. I'm almost, same weight, me, his father, everybody. But no, he wants to make sure that doesn't happen. He's literally scared. The moment one side of a string actually moves a little bit, it's like, oh, something happened. So it's there. And these kids have so much of anxiety regarding that. So don't discount your child saying that they are not on any of the diagnosed spectrums. The other children also have problems. So you have to be aware of this component. It is important as parents that we are aware of all such problems that our kids are facing. Sorry. So this disease is actually very, very progressive. So people come to my house. Last time I saw Dhruv, he was walking. And what happened? This is a very, very common question, and kids hate it. Kids just hate it. I don't know how you're going to shield your child with this, because I know that they hate it. I've not been to one or two children in this regard. I've spoken to quite a few children, and every time they say, oh, he was able to do it last time. Why is he not able to do it now? Okay, so this is something that they do not want to discuss because they have lost an ability to do that. Now, when we lose something, like very simple, like I was able to see without wearing glasses. So somebody comes and asks me, are you blind? You're wearing glasses. Are you blind? It is so offensive to me. But can you imagine what goes through? This is a very small example that I'm giving, but can you imagine what kids are going through? The kids are going through 100 times more worse than what we go through just because of our glasses. Okay, so I would suggest when people talk something like that, then you please cut them off, or you shield your children to such talk, because that leads to nowhere. Okay, so or you can probably tell them. So you need to adapt. So I've seen parents, I always tell parents that you need to adapt. How? You need probably a wheelchair, a hoist, or a hoyer. You need an accessible bathroom. If you don't have an accessible bathroom, you need to have the toilet wheelchair or something. So all these things you have to see when it's going to be needed. It is going to be needed at some particular point of time. Maybe not at 7 years, maybe at 13 years. But you need to see how this actually fits into your house. The bed that the child sleeps on has to have only legs. It cannot have a bunker or a storage below, because your hoist is not going to go below. These things are important. And if you don't foresee such things, even if you bring a hoist at the end of the day, you will not be able to use it. So, and your child is ever changing. He is not the same child. He is using, if you are giving a steroid treatment or anything, definitely weight gain is one of the bigger problems. Also, weight gain is a bigger problem because they have a sedentary lifestyle. They are not moving around, they are not walking around as much as possible. So, either you cut down on the diet, or you look into getting them on a better place, in a better circumstance where you can use some equipment. Please don't burden yourself by just picking them up and then, breaking your backs. Don't do that. There are a lot of equipment available to us in India. I'm not talking about outside India, in India at a very reasonable price. Please look at how you need it and when you will need it. Also, one great request to all the parents would be to get them an electric wheelchair. It makes their life so much easier that they want to get up from the bedroom to the living room. They have to call you, they have to ask you to take you from here to there. It gives them freedom to do what they want, at least inside the house, probably inside your compound, probably inside your community. So give them that particular independence to grow. So the child also has to understand what is MD. And something is normal in MD. What is normal in MD? So my child sits down on a particular angle. So you cannot have other kids talking about it and saying that it is normal, it is not normal. So your child, if he knows, Arey, Ray, don't worry, it is normal. He knows. He knows what is normal. He knows what is normal by writing slow. Arey, nahi, this is very slow. I am fine with it. Kuch nahi hone wala hai. I know that I'm writing slow, but it is normal with me. So you have to have him know what is normal for him. You can make a list. You can talk to his educators. You can make a list. Your family can make a list. You can talk to your doctors about all these things and then do this. It is very important you understand what is acceptable for him. So, like I said, our child is not a victim. Okay, let's not over pity him. Let's not overprotect him because it's not going anywhere. We are not, creating independent people. We are creating more dependent people. And the more they are dependent on us, see, with the advent of lot of medicines now, their lifespan is prolonged. So you need to make them very, very independent. So I would definitely say there are a lot of mothers here, and I don't know too many of them personally, but then if I have to pull out names, Manisha ji, Sharda ji, they have all done a tremendous job with their children. So if you're looking at, I don't know, Raghubai ma'am is there, Raghubai ma'am. So all these people, they have done a tremendous job here. So you can get them to be independent. They can be working professionals. They can have their own life. Now, we had this particular item come in last time. So we have Dovizat, microdystrophin, and then Exondys 51, etc., etc., etc. But the thing that we have to understand is it's not a cure. It is just a management plan. This will extend the lifespan, but it is not a cure. This particular medicine cannot make dystrophin inside the body. They are only alternatives. So it's like you have to add ghee to the payasam. You don't have ghee, but then you are adding dalda. It's like that. It is not actually a medicine. It is not a treatment. It is just a management plan for muscular dystrophy children. So we have bigger health problems than my child cannot walk, he cannot study, he is not able to write. Okay. So there are bigger problems. So let us focus on the bigger picture, Let us not look at small things like walking, because when they are about 25 to 26 years of age, that walking doesn't actually matter. It really didn't matter. What if they didn't walk? Today they are fine. It doesn't matter so much. What matters is your pulmonology, your cardiology, and then probably your bone density, and a lot of other gastroenterology or whatever we are looking at. Let's focus on all these things rather than just only, I'm not saying it's not important. You have to have your physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, whatever you're going to do with it. But the focus also must be on your periodic checkups. It is a must. It is a must for your child to have periodic checkups. Please don't miss any of the milestones, any of the checkups. They are a must. They have to go for follow-ups. We may find that, okay, the doctor did not say anything last 6 months. The doctor did not say anything this 6 months. We never know when the doctor will say something. So please don't miss it. It's important. It's very important. So finally, I think I'm going to close it here. Don't look at the small problems. They are very small problems. And like I said, you need to prioritize. When you look at the big picture, you prioritize what you want to do with your children. It is very important. You have to understand that. Now, first thing, decide yourself. I always say nobody can make you happy. Okay, it is my own personality that can make me happy. I decide I want to be happy. I decide I want to smile. I decide I want to take care of myself. That is for me. My husband might take care of me by providing things for me. My child may say, okay, good things and make me happy. But for how long? All these things. These things are all momentary things which will fade off over a period of time, over a very small period of time. So meditate, keep yourself happy, do whatever feels nice, sing, dance, do whatever you need to do, because you need to take out at least half an hour, 1 hour time for yourself and then stay happy. It is important for everybody's mental, emotional health. We all understand that we are caregivers. We have to be available for our children all the time, but we can still take off an hour, probably, after they sleep or early in the morning before they wake up, whatever. We don't have to make a 3-course meal every day. We can reduce the meal. We can take off something else. You're cleaning, if it's not done, nothing is going to go anywhere. My friend would always tell me, oh, आज बर्तन नहीं धोया. अरे बर्तन उधर ही रहेगा ना, कहाँ जाएगा आपका बर्तन? It's okay, let it be there. Take your time, stay half an hour, take your time, do what you need to do. It is very important for you to do what you need to do. Don't get carried away with the chores, with all the household work and everything. रहेगा, सब उधर ही रहेगा. So do your stuff before. Make yourself happy. It's very, very important for the whole happy family. Now, we have friends where we can talk. Like you can come to such communities, you can talk, get your frustrations out. But if you don't have such friends, please get professional help. कुछ ज्यादा नहीं होता है. You may have to go counseling like once in a month. कुछ नहीं होता है. You can go talk to her, whatever rubbish you want to talk to. I went. I'm telling you. Whatever rubbish you want to go tell the doctor, you can tell the doctor. She is not going to judge you. Take it out over there. Come back peacefully to your house. Remove all the burden. Be happy. It's very, very important for all of us. Now, I can take questions. If anybody has any questions for me.
Thank you, Ashwini. That was very insightful, and thanks for sharing your experiences. So I'm just seeing if anybody has raised their hands. So if anybody wants to ask any questions. So how did you adapt when you went from here to US and from US back here?
It was very tough. It was very tough. I am telling you, when I went from here to US, I was the lone caretaker for my child, and it was so difficult. It was too much of pressure with 2 children. My husband would travel to India and back for work, and the biggest good part that I found was he found this permobile wheelchair, which actually got him to different places. In fact. And the school bus would come, which was equipped with the wheelchair lift. And so that helped a lot. But basically, they have a very big standard of care. They are very much onto it. And they have to do all these things all the time. So you have to go to all these, follow-ups. You do the follow-ups, and then from there, you keep on doing it. So you have a spine care specialist, you have a neurologist, the cardio, the pulmonology. So there are like hundreds of things, and then you keep going and then you keep doing it. So it was very tough. I don't know. God gives strength. I always tell he gives us more strength than what we actually need. So probably that's something that I can attribute to him.
Yeah, Bharat MD, somebody has raised their hand.
Yeah, Rama here.
Hi, Rama.
I have 2 questions, not questions. One request is we would like to hear from you a song. First thing is that. The second thing is many new mothers joined today. I could see Anusha, I could see Nanili join, newly diagnosed kids mothers. If you are not comfortable in Hindi or English, Ashwini speaks Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada. Okay, please be comfortable in asking her, reaching out to her. I am telling you, this is a very good opportunity. Though I'll be sharing her number to all of you, but this is a nice platform. Please speak out, girls. Okay, sorry, ladies.
Okay. You want a song from me?
Your wish, any filmy, Carnatic, vocal, whatever you finds it.
वनमाली राधा रमणा गिरिधारी गोविंद वनमाली राधा रमणा गिरिधारी गोविंद नीलमेघ सुंदर नारायण गोविंद नीलमेघ सुंदर नारायण गोविंद वनमाली राधा रमण गिरिधारी गोविंद भक्त हृदय मंदार भानुकोटि सुंदर भक्त हृदय मंदार भानुकोटि सुंदर Nanda Nanda Gopa Vrinda Narayana Govinda Nanda Nanda Gopa Vrinda Narayana Govinda Vanamali Radha Ramana Giridhari Govinda Vanamali Radha Ramana Giridhari Govinda. Thank you.
Super.
thank
Thank
you,
you.
super.
Nice
Yeah.
bhajan.
Thank you. Somebody is asking for food tips.
Yeah.
Okay. See, food is for the growing child, you need a lot of protein. So if you're a vegetarian, there is something called an albumin protein, which is made up of complete egg white. I know it is difficult to drink, but you can add it in milk and then you can feed it to your child. So that will actually provide the adequate protein that is required for the child. So that is one of the things Dr. Maheshwarappa from Sakra Hospital had told me a long time back, and I would give to Dhruv for almost about 6-7 years. We did this. So you can try that. That is one thing. And you have to portion control your food. You cannot feed him. I know growing children love to eat food, but you cannot give him whatever he wants. It is difficult. It is very difficult, but this is how it goes. Too much of weight gain will again put a lot of pressure on the legs and they will not be able to walk. And it will also put a lot of weight gain, lot of pressure on the back. They'll have scoliosis. So lot of negative problems. Better to check with a dietitian if you have one. I am trying to get one plan done, but if I get it done, I will definitely share with the entire group over here. I'm working with 1 or 2. Yes, milk with egg white is perfectly fine. Yes, eggs are good, but not the yolk. I'm trying to get a vegetarian meal plan done. I find that a lot of vegetarian friends have this problem because I don't eat eggs also. So that once I get it done, I will definitely share with the entire group. Yes, Archana.
Ashwini?
Hi, Sneha.
Madam.
Hi, hey, thanks for your experience, really. And I would like to tell all the members of the group that I got more confidence after meeting Ashwini. Really. She's done a lot of research and we can look up to her. What all
Thank
we
you.
need to do to our children. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Sneha. Archana ji, you had to ask something?
हेलो मैडम, नमस्ते।
Namaste.
हाँ जी, मेरे बच्चे को डीएमडी है, तो हमने एक 1 वीक पहले एक डीएमडी पेशेंट से मिला था, तो उन्होंने बताया कि बच्चे को राइस ना दे, मिलेट्स दे। तो राइस से कुछ प्रॉब्लम है क्या? मिलेट्स देना अच्छी बात है क्या?
See, rice and millets, there is only very little difference. Both have starch, so both have some part of carbohydrate. मिलेट्स में क्या होता है, थोड़ा पाचन में टाइम लगता है, तो इसलिए ज्यादा भर के लगता है, पेट भर के लगता है. तो यू डोंट हैव टू हैव ओनली मिलेट्स. यू कैन ट्राई. आप नॉर्थ इंडियन हो क्या?
हाँ, एक्चुअली मैं क्या कर रही हूँ, अभी मिलेट्स बोले तो मैंने मिलेट्स डोसा बनाया, मिलेट्स इडली बना रही हूँ मैं। वो मिलेट्स खाएगा या नहीं राइस जैसे, इसलिए मैंने नहीं अभी तक नहीं पकाया राइस, मिलेट्स राइस।
नो, यू गेट लॉट ऑफ द फ्लावर. नो, आटा मिलता है ना आपको, आटे में आप चपाती बना दो. आधा गेहूं का आटा डालो, आधा इसमें डालो. या अगर आपको उसमें नहीं हो रहा है तो यू कैन बॉइल 1 to 1 वाटर 1 cup एंड देन द मिलेट फ्लोर 1 cup. उसको मिला के थोड़ा ढक के रख दो, फिर बाद में उसको गूंद के फिर उसका चपाती बना दो, वो भी चल जाएगा.
ओके, ठीक है।
जवार की रोटी बनाते ना हम लोग, वैसे कुछ बना के आप खिला सकते हो.
अच्छा, ठीक है।
So
तो
that
राइस
is
थोड़ा
possible.
कम करना अच्छी बात है।
राइस को क्वांटिटी कितना ले रहा है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है. अगर आपको 2 कप चावल या 3 कप चावल खा रहा है तो आपको कंट्रोल करना पड़ेगा. अगर 1 कटोरा चावल खा रहा है तो इट्स नॉट अ बिग थिंग, इट्स नॉट बिग.
ठीक है। और फूड के बारे में अगर कुछ बताए दे तो अच्छी बात है।
Ma'am, I just want to
के बारे में बताओ, क्योंकि अब उसको क्या देना क्या नहीं देना इससे थोड़ा डर लगता है हमें।
आप
Okay.
अगर मिलेट्स ले रहे हैं तो आपको 6 से 8 घंटे तक सोक करना पड़ता है. दैट इज वन थिंग यू हैव टू रिमेम्बर. अगर राइस
हाँ,
जैसा बना
हाँ.
रहे हैं तो उसका ध्यान रखिए थोड़ा.
अच्छा.
वो भी है, and then you can add it with dahi. The millets and the dahi go very well.
अच्छा.
तो आप
दही मिला के खाना.
हाँ, दही मिला के खा सकते हो आप. दही अचार डाल के आराम से मिलेट को दही चावल जैसे खा सकते हो. तो दैट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम. नहीं, फूड मतलब अगर आपका बच्चा से 50 किलोज है, 60 किलोज है, 70 किलोज है, तब आपको सोचना पड़ता है कितना देना चाहिए, कितना कंट्रोल करना चाहिए, ज्यादा देने से क्या होता है, कम देने से क्या होता है. तो आपको ऐसे कुछ खिलाना चाहिए जिससे कि पेट ज्यादा देर तक भरा हुआ हो. और ज्यादा चॉकलेट, आइसक्रीम, मैं ये नहीं बोलती हूँ कि मत दो, कम करो बस. I know our kids love ice creams. My child too loves ice cream. But you have to reduce the quantity. Okay?
ठीक है. ठीक है. थैंक यू मैडम.
Thank
थैंक
you.
यू सो मच.
Namaste, Sharma Garu. He's muted.
సార్ మీరు మ్యూట్ లో ఉన్నారండి శర్మ గారు. అన్మ్యూట్
Okay, okay. Madam, because parents, they're all parents, because Ashwini madam has helped me a lot on the other day, because my son was actually literally was in problem, because in Tirupati they asked me to take him to again CMC hospital Vellore, but Raghubai madam has given her number and introduced me. She helped me by introducing Dr. Satish, really a great gentleman and doctor. Thank you very much, madam. I once again very thank you. And it's really great after seeing you also. Fortunately, I could see you within no time, isn't it? Because
Thank you,
you are
sir.
what telling, you have been following it. Some of the parents may not be knowing it. In fact, because the whatever feelings of the child and what we have to do, how to bear the pain, everything we have been doing since a long time, because my child is 30 years old. Even Raghubai madam's son also 30 years around. Say my son could get through CA and now working for PwC. Still he is working because he is fond of work. Though he can't lift his hands, both the hands, because we all knew this. It's because I know this problem. We have my boy was diagnosed in the year 2000, but then only I could read everything. I know that what is the fate of us. Slowly, the dystrophy that is, then the muscle will be destroyed and other things will become lean and other things. But fortunately or unfortunately, I am very much thankful to God that because he is not fat, he didn't become any stout. We could carry him. Now I am doing it because hardly he has even weight also been reduced for the last 1.5 years.
Yes.
Because
See,
he is
like
not
this
taking.
is one point we'll have to look into, because if you are a caregiver for your child, and if your child really puts on a lot of weight, then it is very difficult for you to move
Very
him from
difficult.
one place to the other.
Yes.
And
Yes,
also we
madam.
are all aging. So as we
Yeah.
age, you have to either start using equipments, or you have to look into different forms, so that
Yeah.
if he's more, I should not say
No,
fat
but
in this case, but the weight is always a problem. Yeah.
yeah, even if at all we arrange some boy or some male worker or somebody, but they may not do that what we do. In
Yes.
fact, that with that love and affection, we can't expect from them, though they are being paid. So besides that, that's what he has become. Say very lean now, but except bone or muscles have been this thing. He is having throat muscle problem. He is being with that Riles tube or NG tube, might be knowing.
Yes.
We have been feeding him for the last 1.5 years. We are giving only Ensure Plus and rice flour, both mixing and giving in a liquid form. Now in the afternoon, 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock, we are giving buttermilk. That's all.
Okay.
Remaining, because he likes it, but he himself, he doesn't want to take anything, because If at all he takes, he'll get problem. Again, it's a burden to me and
This
a
is
burden
what I
to.
would say, the awareness for the kid who is actually suffering from muscular dystrophy.
Yeah,
Now,
madam.
because
Yeah,
Padmakar understands what he needs to take, it is very
Yeah.
easy for the parents to provide that particular item. If
Yeah.
Padmakar would not understand and if he would say that, no, I want to eat this, I want to eat that, then it's very difficult
We
for the
can't-
parents to take care. So you
Yeah.
need to create awareness for the child to understand what their problem is.
Okay, madam. Thank you. You all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you once again. Convey my regards to Dr. Dr.
Yes.
Satish Garu. Please, ma'am.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Rama, can we close?
Yeah, I don't find any hands raised.
Yeah.
I think we can. Anyone would like to?
Ma Raghu madam.
Hello. I'm Sneha. One suggestion from Sarthak is that everybody should do breathing exercise regularly.
Yes.
Spirometry and all.
Yes. The physiotherapy and lung exercises are a must.
Yeah,
It
that's
is a
what
must.
Sarthak is suggesting, that they should follow it very religiously, all these breathing exercises.
Yes. Thank you, Sarthak.
I want to add something, Anita here. Yeah,
That's
okay.
it. Because I've seen that in the spirometry, you have to forcefully take it in and blow out. So that exercise itself will improve the muscle strength here a bit. And also I would suggest that at least for 5 minutes every day, just they can just take a deep breath in, a deep breath out, and slowly practice like that. That's what I follow, and it's really helped me.
Yeah, I know, because there's a lot of anxiety for unnecessary things. We are too anxious to do things. Yes. It's good to meditate, actually. Yes.
Yeah, it helped me a lot actually.
Thanks.
Yeah,
In
thank
the
you.
chat- In the chat, we have a question, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Which food is not good for MD? See, there is no such thing to be said as this is not good and this is very good or something like that. What is actually suggested by the FDA is that we give a lot of protein to the growing children as long as they are ambulatory, because any food, once they are non-ambulatory, turns into fat. So it doesn't matter once they are non-ambulatory. But as long as they are growing, and see, if they are on steroids, their growth is also stinted. So you'll have to look into that part from the steroid perspective. You'll have to reduce the food intake, but lean protein, they would say chicken, that is the white meat, fish, and any other lean protein like the egg white, that is good. But when you take into vegetarian options, you will have to go into better pulses, dal, and anything which is not plain carbohydrate. So you would not put in, I would never say don't give rice, because we come from the homeland of rice. So rice is our staple. So if you can reduce it and use a substitute like the millets, or you can probably use different kinds of chapatis or something. So you will have to base it half a cup of protein, that is the dal or whatever protein that you're giving. Then you will have half cup of veggies and then half cup of rice. So that should actually work it out. So you'll have to do something. Try to use a Katora system. So once you do a Katora system, you know that it is actually filling. It is filling, and then they understand that this much is too much. They are ready to understand that, okay, I've eaten so much. So the Katora system actually works for dieting. You can try that. Coconut white, yes, I use a lot of coconut and it is very good fat. So you have to, I mean, I wouldn't say don't. I would definitely say do, because I like coconuts and then they have been a good form of fat for us. But probably everything in moderation. Let's not overdo just because we have one particular good food. Raman?
Yeah, next one, Nalini, do you have
Yeah.
any question? Yeah, please go ahead, Nalini.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi.
Myself, Murthy, and my son got diagnosed with DMD, ma'am, recently. From that time, I am very depressed and into a very low state that I cannot do any work. I am not able to accept that he is having that problem. And what mistake I have done means, whenever I search in Google, like this medication will help him out and this medication will help him out, I'm looking into that. Due to that, after using some homeopathy medicine and all that, he has put on weight completely drastically, and his weight is now 30 kgs, ma'am. 10 to 15 kgs he put on his weight, ma'am.
Okay.
So it is
Nalini,
a-
what I would suggest to you is stop Googling.
yeah.
Okay. You have a kid who is newly diagnosed. There
Yeah.
is a lot of material on the websites, on different forums. So
Hmm.
please stop it for now. You are not in a state of mind to understand all the material that is given over there.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So you can call me. My number will be shared. You can call me. We can talk for some time. Probably I can help you out in understanding what your son's exact mutation is and what we can do about it.
Okay,
But
ma'am.
your son is very young. Please
Yeah.
don't go in for too many unnecessary medications. Your homeopathy, Ayurveda, allopathy, nothing is working in today's situation.
Hmm.
You can give some sort of steroid. See, we are
Okay.
all mothers, so we have an emotional component inside us wherein we start saying that, okay, something is going to help my child and I'm going to do it. So
Hmm.
we are over eager to try and step into something which we don't know much about.
Yes.
Okay. So first thing, take a step back, understand what it means. Your homeopathy medicine, what does it do? See, you don't have any history of homeopathy actually treating dystrophy.
Yeah.
Okay, so let us not go into that. Today morning also, I was just looking at the Cure Dushine's website. We have about 40 trials going on all over the world, but nothing has brought up a cure for dystrophy. So
Yeah.
we are trying to reach out to something wherein it is just a hope that okay, something will work, but don't run behind unnecessary things. Don't waste your money on all these things. You need a lot of money to make sure your child is well taken care of. So please
Yeah.
don't waste your money on all these things. There are a lot better things which I can tell you to waste your money on. So you can waste your money on that. Okay. So for now, stop Googling. Okay. Block all the websites on your computer, iPad, wherever for the next 20 days.
Okay.
You need to cleanse yourself out of all these things. So first
Yeah.
cleanse yourself. Slowly you can come back, go to the doctor. See, the doctor knows better. Okay, Google is such a vast space that you have bunch of information. Now, if you don't know how to digest that information, it's going to be we are going to vomit something. So we are going to vomit unnecessary emotions. We are going to shout at people. We don't know how to handle ourselves. We are frustrated, depressed. All these things happens.
Yeah.
Okay, every action. I mean, they say we have a different reaction to everything that we do. So
Yeah.
cleanse yourself out of Google. Take your time. It's okay. There is nothing that is going to change in the next 20 days. See, dystrophy is one progressive disease wherein nothing happens immediately. Whether it is heart function, pulmonary function, kidney function, any function for that matter, nothing happens tomorrow. So take time, go back, take your time, slowly cleanse all these things. We will talk. We'll try to help you out as much as possible. Okay.
Okay.
So don't worry about it. Your kid is very small. Okay.
Yeah.
So do what the doctor says for now.
They have
Yes,
suggested for
Nal.
steroids and all that.
Sorry, dear.
They have suggested steroids, ma'am, but I didn't use yet.
See, if your child is already overweight, then probably wait. I don't know if you can ask your doctor if we can wait and then reduce his weight and start back. You can start. There is a dosage of steroids which they can reduce and give. You can ask all these questions. You call me. I will explain all these things to you in detail, and then we can discuss it tomorrow.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah,
No problem.
Anita ji,
How
you
can I
can
reduce
say,
his weight, ma'am? Now he's very.
Nalini,
He put on suddenly in 3 to 4 months.
Nalini,
Okay.
don't
See.
worry. Don't worry. I'm going to share Ashwini's number to you. Okay.
Okay,
I
okay.
know that you are very depressed and you are very low. Please come out of it. There are whole gamut of people. If you see those who logged in are all senior mothers. They know
Yeah.
more. Okay, you can reach out to them. Not everything at one go. Slowly you can. Okay, don't worry. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank
Anita ji,
you,
you
ma'am.
had a question because I have to, because it's been 1.5 hours. I know it's important for Ashwini also to come to go back. Anita ji, you were saying something and I stopped in between. I'm sorry.
Nothing. No. There is no question. I'm just saying thank you, Ashwini. And to Nalini, I just want to add something. There are a lot of mothers with you. Don't worry. We are all with you. Whenever you are feeling down, make a, what do you say, team of mothers, DMD mothers only, to whom you can talk. For expert opinion, make one person. For your opening your heart out, make a team of parent mothers and call and talk to them. Don't feel like, you, how will I call? It is night time and all that. Whenever you are feeling low, give a call. And like Ashwini said, let's just like 20, I think 1 month will be needed.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
look into this one, what is it,
Okay.
research and all.
Okay,
Just
ma'am.
be with your son and
Yeah.
like don't be down. Negative thoughts, let it be outside. We have to face it together. So we are all with you. Okay, Ashwini, thank you so much. So nicely you have told.
Thank you.
So nicely you have explained the things. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much,
That's
Anita
it.
ji.
I think yeah, what Rama said is correct. Almost 2 hours now, no?
Yeah, 1.5
Thank
hours.
you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ashwini. Thank you for a very insightful and wonderful experience and wonderful advice that you have given, guidance to all the mothers. So I hope people are inspired and they have their own takeaways from the whole conversation and talk. Thank you very
Yeah.
much once again.
See, one thing to the senior mothers is always try to make space for new equipment and don't strain yourselves. You know, we are all not youngsters anymore. We cannot run around like how we used to do 20 years ago. So let's take a step back and then protect ourselves also while looking after them. So that's what I would like to add to all the senior mothers here. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Senior
for
mothers,
joining.
I just want to add one thing. The senior mothers who are using these equipments, please make small videos so the mothers who are not using it, who are going to use it, they will have an idea what it is, how it can be done. That tension will be over now. When my son is so like heavy, how will I do the things? All that tension will be gone. So I
Okay.
request you mothers,
No,
please
I'll
share
share
it.
some demo videos on the groups starting tomorrow. So if any of them want to work on such things, then they can always reach out. And then what happened before coming to India, I made a host of inquiries to find out what equipment was available in India and what I had needed to bring from there and what I could source locally. So all the equipments that I've sourced is local today. I haven't brought any equipment back from US. So that's where I would find that our country has improved a lot. There is a lot of equipment that we can buy locally and source locally. So I'll start sending out all these demo videos of all these equipments starting from tomorrow or so.
Great.
Thank you,
Just
Ashwini, beforehand itself.
Yeah, just a final one. Thanks a ton for all of you for joining and especially to Ashwini. I would like to make a request here to all the people who have joined. Please join our membership. Please join and take Bharat MD membership. I'm not forcing you people, but we need to form into one platform where all of us are now staying and can do many good works. I wish all of you please support us in doing whatever activities we are trying to, as we are also mothers and we request everyone, if you are comfortable, please join our movement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Share with your friends also. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm logging off. Thank you for joining, guys.